This is it, the last day of our 90-day push for the new year. And if it's not the new year, your last day of the 90-day push whenever you're doing it.
You made it. You made it.
That's right. This is the finish line. We've got a Proverbs this afternoon, but this is the Psalms for the morning. We're looking at Psalms 52 in the ESV, and this is Pastor Joseph with
Pastor Jer.
And we are overly excited, probably too excited, that you are here with us. We
are. And since you've made it these 90 days, we have some fantastic swag that you can purchase as a gift from us to you.
And where might they find this swag?
Oh, they're going to find this at I don't know.
Maybe Actor and Devoted. We'll see. We'll have to create something. Anyway.
A shirt that says swag.
For real. We are so digressing. This is Psalms 52 out of the ESV. We're glad you're here. You ready to go, brother?
A little bit of senioritis, but I'm good to go.
Good. Not good for the senioritis, but good. You're good to go. Why do you boast of evil, O mighty man?
Why do you boast of evil, O mighty man?
The steadfast love of God endures all the day.
The steadfast love of God endures all the day.
Your tongue plots destruction like a sharp razor. You worker of deceit.
Your tongue plots destruction like a sharp razor. You worker of deceit.
You love evil more than good, and lying more than speaking what is right.
You love evil more than good, and lying more than speaking what is right.
You love all words that devour, O deceitful tongue.
You love all words that devour, O deceitful tongue.
But God will break you down forever. He will snatch and tear you from your tent.
But God will break you down forever. He will snatch and tear you from your tent.
He will uproot you from the land of the living.
He will uproot you from the land of the living.
The righteous shall see and fear and shall laugh at him, saying,
The righteous shall see and fear and laugh at him, saying,
See the man who will not make God his refuge?
See the one who will not make God his refuge?
But trusted in the abundance of his riches and sought refuge in his own destruction.
But trusted in the abundance of his riches and sought refuge in his abundance.
But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God.
But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God.
I trust in the steadfast love of God forever and ever.
I trust in the steadfast love of God forever and ever.
I will thank you forever because you have done it.
I will thank you forever, for you have done it.
I will wait for your name, for it is good in the presence of the godly.
I will wait for your name, for it is good in the presence of the godly.
May God bless the reading and hearing and living out of Psalm 52 in the lives of his followers and those who come to know him.
Amen.
Amen.
You know, it seems to me that there are a couple touchstones here that we've hit on several times. I mean, on a number of times since we started in the Psalms. We've got steadfast love. We have slowing down and waiting. It is good to wait for the Lord in the present. And then we have thanksgiving. Giving thanksgiving. Why? Because God is the one who did it.
I think it's interesting that, you know, the first four verses are just about the tongue. And your tongue plots destruction. You love evil more than good. You love all words that devour, O deceitful tongue. Like your tongue is like a razor, you worker of deceit. I think that, and this is me, I think that we often forget how powerful our tongue is. We recognize, you know, God speaking, God creating, power there. And I think we forget how much life we can give by blessing each other, by praying for one another, by sharing burdens with each other. Again, using the tongue in a positive way, because we have this negative. And that's part of the waiting and being or resting or trusting the steadfast love of God, using your tongue in a positive way.
Well, consider the contrast there between those first four verses where, I mean, we could argue and say he's still talking about the tongue when he says he's going to snatch you and tear you out of your tent. That could be a picture of saying, I'm going to tear that deceitful tongue out. You're not going to remain the land. You're going to be mute because God has torn out this deceitful tongue. But the contrast is, instead, I'm going to give thanks. And then I'm going to wait for you. And now waiting infers, or implies rather, a silence. What should the tongue be doing? Well, the tongue should not be devising evil, loving wickedness, loving lies, boasting in evil. What it should be doing is giving gratitude or being silent.
Yep. I will thank you forever.
For you have done it.
Well, if I'm thanking you forever, I've got no time to do anything else.
Yep.
Like, that is my job.
What are we going to do today, Pinky? Same thing we do every day. Give thanks to God.
Clearly, because he's taken over the world. The world is his. Like, why would I do anything else? Why try and take over the world when I know the one who created it? I know the one who holds it. And as we talked about yesterday, the one who owns it, the one who needs nothing from me but my thanks.
Yeah. Now, what a way to wrap up these 90 days. For me, it is instructive. The steadfast love of God, which extends forever, that does the work that I can't do because I am a failure, because I have a tongue that is deceived and that seeks to deceive. Yet God, in his steadfast love, protects me, changes me, builds me up, and makes me into the man he's called me to be. He places my feet into his path of life. I then get to respond out of gratitude, looking for, walking to the place of his presence, because that is where it is good. To be in the presence of God, in the congregation with the people of God, is the blessed life. It doesn't get any better than that. Whether it's in your local church on Sunday morning in the presence of God, or ultimately where we're looking forward to being in the New Jerusalem, in his presence with his people, praising him. That's where this is all going. That's why we took the time in these first 3 months of 2022 to settle back in, to focus in and say, Lord, speak to us. Direct our steps, change our minds, change our hearts, so that we can be a people who not only know you, but who walk after you and can bring others along.
I really believe that, just looking at this last sentence, like you're saying, the waiting and embracing, just being in the presence, the understanding that, like when we look at Psalm 50, that we're here to show the salvation of God, like that. We're free. We've been washed. We've been made new. We're genuinely here to celebrate God's steadfast love. Wow. I pray that we can trust him, genuinely trust him, because that's also been a consistent thing.
Yes.
My hope is that we will understand that will be challenged today and every day. But we can celebrate because he's already done it. He's already taken care of whatever the issue is. He knows it. He knows us. And all we have to do is wait for him and say thank you, because he's good.
Amen.
Wow. Okay. I ain't got none.
Well, let's hear from him.
Let's do it again. Psalms 52. Why do you boast of evil, O mighty man? The steadfast love of God endures all the day. Your tongue plots destruction like a sharp razor. You worker of deceit. You love evil more than good, and lying more than speaking what is right. You love all words that devour, O deceitful tongue. But God will break you down forever. He will snatch and tear you from your tent. He will uproot you from the land of the living. The righteous shall see and fear and shall laugh at him, saying, see the man who would not make God his refuge, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and sought refuge in his own destruction. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the steadfast love of God forever and ever. I will thank you forever because you have done it. I will wait for your name, for it is good in the presence of the godly. Amen.
Dear brother, sister, I encourage you to throw yourself onto the steadfast love of God this morning. You will face challenges, but God is sufficient for everything that you need. I want to thank you for being with us as we've gone through these Psalms, and I look forward to seeing you again this afternoon when we finish up Proverbs. Until then, be blessed.